right, I want to. This is another Tim talk, and welcome. I'm sitting in the memorial garden, almost freezing, but so if you see me shiver, don't get too worried about it. I think I'll survive. This talk, I want to talk about the importance of something that's on all of our code of honors when we create the rite of passage, and that is the word commitment, or to be committed. I think in order to become a earth caretaker, a person who dedicates their life to living in a way that cares for the earth, and physically caring for the earth, and intellectually caring for the earth, and financially caring for the earth. In other words, every part of us, our being, it becomes who we are. We need to understand fully what it is to be committed and the power of it. And I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I can't tell you how huge this particular subject is. So I want to read you from my book, Growing Up with a Soul Full of Nature. I put in this saying from Goethe, who was one of the teachers of Rudolf Steiner, who started the Waldorf school system. And it's one of my favorite sayings of all time. And I want to read it to you now, and I want you to really soak it up like a meditation, okay? And then we'll kind of decipher it and go over it. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man or woman could have dreamt would have come his or her way. Now this part's great. Whatever you can do, or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, magic, and power. Now, what he's saying here is, and this is so important, once you're fully committed, and I mean, you got to think about this word. It's one thing to say it, but it has to come from your gut. It has to come from your feet, from your legs, from your heart, from your head, from your soul. Commitment means that you are 100% in. There is no, oh, I'm getting out here, I'm getting out here, I'm quitting here, I'm going to be lazy here. It means you are committed. You are fully in. Now, once you are, there's a point when you cross a threshold of commitment. There's a point, and it becomes medicine. It becomes this living being within you. And what he's saying here is when you do that, when you fully get to that point, a whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no one could have dreamt would have come his or her way. He's saying that there's a whole world of spirit, a whole world of mystery, a whole world that we may not understand intellectually in our logical brain, that will show up to help you with whatever you're committed to. In other words, you're never alone. And your commitment energy often is so powerful that through action, not necessarily words, other people will see you, will feel you, and they'll want some of it. And they'll help you with what you do. They'll show up at the right time. They'll say the right things. They'll jump in. So you can lead people to become earth caretakers, as well as you can be so committed that this whole unseen spiritual world, this magical world, whatever you want to call it, often the English language, it's difficult to come up with words for some of these things, will show up and help you. Now, this is the same idea, too, if you take it, not just being an earth caretaker, but anything you do in your life. When you get married and you take a marriage vow, you say you're committed to someone. You know, you could be committed to a deep friendship. You could be committed to someone you work for, a business, or an idea like Headwaters School, or you could be committed to being a patriot for the country, the United States of America, to help keep it safe. You know, you can be committed to your own health, your own well-being, to your family, etc., to your dog, and any of those things, and so much more. When you fully are committed, that unseen world shows up to help you along your journey. It gets easier, not harder. But if you're holding back, if you're leaving a little bit of yourself out, it's always going to be a struggle. It's not going to work well, and there's going to be some suffering involved. So it takes jumping in. Another idea of commitment is, as I was saying, was like if you're climbing a mountain, you're committed to the top. There's a point when the mountain pulls you up there. You know, if you're committed to jumping off a waterfall into a pool below, it might get a little scary. At some point you say, I'm going for it. Boom. And you do it. You know, it shows up in a lot of ways. Sports is an incredible way to show it. It can show up. So be committed. Be fully committed. Study what that is and then go for it. And you will become an amazing earth caretaker, and you will change the world through your actions. Oh.